Hi everybody, welcome to another episode of the First 90%. Today we have with us Cali Meyrignac, founder of cali'sbooks. Welcome Cali to the show.
Thank you so much, Raghav, for having me.
So Cali is the founder of cali'sbooks, and I will let you introduce yourself and what you do.
Yeah, we're putting books back to the heart of education. We make them interactive and fun for kids who don't even know how to read, for them to engage with books and spend lots of time in books.
So, Cali, your mission is to get kids to start reading, right?
Yeah.
Why reading?
So not only reading, but also loving books,
Okay.
because it's an foundational skills to have. That it's not only the fact that you read, but also when you have a question in life, to go back to books and to know that it's fun. You can answer your question. You can have fun in a book, and to teach that very young, like everything else. As soon as you start, as you know, because you build your company about that, and you're very right. As soon as you start, the longest you can keep that for life. I think this.
But why is it important for kids or for any person to read books or to love books? Because now you can get the same information at the tip of your fingertips with the internet and AI.
Yeah,
Why books, especially because books are static?
books have a physicality that really can help you to turn pages. Just that, like when you're on a screen, it's not that easy to consult what happened and to have like a visual memory on how it is. So lots of study shows that having books give you another dimension of just having the knowledge.
Okay. And you also mentioned that the reason you started the company was because of your own kids.
Yes.
So, if you can tell us a little bit about your parenting journey, what it was like, and at what point did you decide, okay, I must do something for my kids, and what led to you to starting this amazing company?
Yeah, so definitely started because of the kids and the first one. And I used to work in banking and working with very long hours. And I knew that you have to engage with books if you want the kids to love them. And because I was working so late, could come back home and didn't really have time to read to her. And also when they're very small, it's hard to engage in reading and takes the time to just pause and do that. So I found these musical books which helped her to engage with books way easier because she just touched the page and it would be like, oh, and she started loving it. And I did one for her too. And after it snowballed, and we sold 500,000 of them.
Wow.
And we wanted to create now for older groups. And we create another product, InfiniBook, same principle, how to make books engaging, using technology, but hiding the technology. So for them, it's really a book.
So, how old was your daughter when you started the company?
She was born in March, and I started the company in October.
Oh, in the same year,
Same year.
which means that she was still
6
0
months
years
old.
of age,
Yeah.
not
Yes.
even completed 1 year.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
okay.
it was a company more for legal purposes, but it was more like a hobby.
A hobby.
I was still full-time, I had my full-time job. I never imagined that I would be in front of you today.
Yeah. Awesome. So we'll talk about your products in a little bit and what exactly you do, how, and for all of you guys who are listening, the products are absolutely unbelievable. They're amazing. Every child loves them. So we'll talk about that a little bit. But I want to know more about your background. So in our podcast, what we try to do is we try to connect the dots as to what happened in somebody's life that led them to where they are today. So, so I'm sure that there are a lot of parents who have this problem, who are in banking. They don't get so much time to spend with their kids. But not everybody is starting a book company. So, what is it about your life? What was it growing up? What's your background? Where does your love for books come from?
Yeah, I grew up in a household like my parents didn't have television.
Okay.
So I'm not that old. It's just because it was by choice.
Yeah.
They didn't want us to be in front of television. My father used to say it's the best babysitter in the world, but let's try to not use it that often. And
you grew up in Paris, right?
I grew up in Paris.
Yeah. How
all-
many siblings? And
We were two,
yeah.
and all my friends had television. Like I was the only one, which is a social challenge.
Okay.
It's because everyone talks about
Yeah.
the film they saw or the TV series that they're following. But at the end, it really forces you like creativity and imagination and creating your own stories in your head. And I really like that. And I wanted my kids to have the same challenge.
So what I'm hearing you say is that you think that because you didn't have television early on in your life, that actually led you to a more fulfilling life or a happier life, and you wanted that for your child. So you didn't miss it. You
Yeah.
didn't say, "Oh, okay, I didn't have it, but my child should have it." But it was the reverse. I didn't have it, and I had a great life.
I probably missed it because
Okay.
the first thing I did when I started college was to buy a television.
Okay, yeah.
So
yeah.
I definitely missed it, but I found it that having this love for books really helped me.
Okay.
Because you know how in life you have so many questions that are raising, like doing your company, how do I do that? How would I do? And having books, I found it having this a habit of looking after books to have solution. It's I think it really helps to build knowledge and to build skills in a way that, to go back to what you say, when you ask the same question to ChatGPT, he will answer for sure, but it's at a way more superficial level. So going back to books, going back to understand the roots of the problem and having this kind of analysis, I think that's very helpful. And it's not something easy. It's really a muscle that you need to build. And I think at the youngest age, it's when you build muscle.
So I think I understand what you're saying, and you make a very interesting point that ChatGPT will give you the answer, but it might not show you how to find the answer. Is that what you're saying?
And it's a superficial answer. So
Yeah.
you might forget it because it's just like when you just read that at the moment. And also the one thing with ChatGPT is also the reliance on that. Like how do you question it? Like ChatGPT said this should be read. So you need to know, why do you say that? Like, what are your sources? What's this whole dimension? You see that in research. It's something that really you need to go deeper, and books help. The same way, like we have the Google Home. I don't know if you have this kind
Yes.
of. So my kids will say, "Okay, Google, what does that mean?"
Yeah.
And it's good because it helps.
Gives you the answer.
It gives you the answer. But I bought them a dictionary.
Yeah.
A physical
Okay,
dictionary.
okay.
It's not many. He
Yeah.
didn't even know how to use it.
Yeah.
So, and now it's like, don't ask Google, go to the dictionary. And it's another thing. You need to have both. I also use ChatGPT, but also having this layer of going deeper in knowledge is really important.
Understood. So your 7-year-old is using a dictionary?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
But I'm sure you used the dictionary when you was
I
a
haven't
kid.
used in a long while. Oh, when I was a
but
kid.
When you were
yeah,
a kid.
Yeah,
And you
yeah,
loved
of
it.
course, of course.
You loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it.
I had many dictionaries.
Yes, I have many dictionaries. So you want the same for your kid because that brought you something.
Yeah.
And nobody used dictionary anymore.
Yeah. So one of the things that I have also read is that when you learn to read, it's not just about learning to read, but reading is an incredibly complex skill, right? Because essentially what you're doing is you are figuring out what these squiggly lines on a piece of paper, what they mean. You comprehend it, and you also sort of build memory because you are also remembering what came before it, and you are trying to do it super fast, right? So it's building your cognitive skills, it's building your intelligence in some way, and it's not just, oh, I have this skill of reading, but it's actually boosting your brain as well.
Totally.
Do you also see it in that manner, or
Yeah.
and do books help, you think?
I think books help because it gives you the picture, the global picture of what you're doing, which is definitely what you're describing. So it's not just putting letters together to have a sound. It goes beyond that, like having a meaning. And usually the word that has a meaning is part of a story that has another meaning.
Yeah.
And even this story has another meaning because it's you can interpret and get lessons out of it. So it's this having books understanding that it's not just putting letters together. It's really, you go deep into knowledge. And another thing I want to add is the fun part of it.
Yeah, I was going to ask you. Yeah.
Totally. Because the knowledge is something, and of course you want your kids to, because it's a great tool to have to do something in the world. But having fun, that's why you do it. That's why you do everything that is hard. Everything hard that you accomplished in your life, it was because you get fun out of doing it.
There's some thrill to it.
Yes,
yeah,
it has to be. So we use, for example, in our books, we use gamification.
Okay.
We use that for them to understand without understanding, but to stay in it and to have fun with it.
Okay. Maybe we should take a look
Yeah.
at what you're describing, so that
Of course.
yeah.
So here it is. So it really looks
I
like a
think
book.
maybe like
Like
this. Yeah.
So it really looks like a book, and most of kids are like, oh, kids say, oh, it's a book. So the power of that is it's paired with audio. So even if they don't know how to read or
So this is a play button.
this is a play button.
So and you press it, and I think I can.
And you can hear the story.
Oh yeah. Okay. So it reads out to you.
It reads out to you.
And it's super high quality, and wow, it's amazing quality actually. And it's nice to look at. So this is like a piece of technology
It
inside
is.
a book. Is it? Maybe it's like, yeah.
And it's rather complex because the idea is really for them to be able to change and to have other and different stories. So when they finish with one story,
So this is like your hardware,
exactly, this is a
and
device.
you can put any book inside it.
Yes, not any book from our collection.
Any book from your collection,
Exactly.
and you, okay,
So it's magnetic.
okay. So it doesn't fall, and
If
then
you close it, you open it.
and it's already playing some sound.
Exactly. And as soon you press, it reads you. And on each page, you have the button,
The play button.
the play button.
And can you adjust the speed of the reading?
Yes,
as well?
you can adjust.
Oh, you can
it.
adjust the speed as well.
So everything is really to personalize it. And one thing that about personalization, what we were discussing, is how to make it fun and interactive. So we have stories
Okay.
that goes deeper in the vocabulary. And the questions are leveled. So each time they answer, we know about, with AI, we can know about how the
How
kids
good.
is doing.
Yeah.
So the next question
Will be
last
harder.
will be harder. And they build on that.
Oh. So it's not just a
There's
book.
Science. Yeah.
It's
way
a
more than a
whole like a
It's
learning
a-
system.
Exactly. It's a learning platform. And as a parent, you can connect your phone just for parents,
Yeah.
and you can record your voice.
Okay.
So the kids can hear your voice either in English or in another language if you
So when they play it, it will be the parents
Yes.
speaking?
Yes.
No way.
Yes.
So so I can record myself reading
Mhm.
it,
Or your parents.
and if the child presses the button,
It will be you.
it would be my sound.
Yeah.
Wow, that's incredible.
And you can do that remotely because it's with the app. So your
So on the
parents
app,
can,
they tell you what text you have to read. Okay.
What is your library? So you connect to a household account
Okay.
and you say, okay, that's the book that he has, so I will write the recording. And if there's another book that you like,
Yeah.
you can buy it.
That sounds amazing. And
Yeah.
what age group does it work for
It's
typically?
really 3, 7, 8, and that's really the moment so important for the child when they kind of know how to read, like what you described. They know their letters, they know their words, but they don't have fun yet with books because it's hard.
Yeah.
And a whole story, it's way more difficult than just knowing a few words here and there.
Yeah.
So that it gives them the confidence to, okay, I'm grabbing a book and I'm going to have fun and I'm going to, because they don't even think learning, which
They
is
don't
great,
think about learning. They
which
want
is
to have
great.
fun.
They want to have fun.
And I think they want to feel like they have been able to do it. So it's also a sense of pride and achievement that, oh, I can read the book on my own.
Totally.
And that itself is also fun for the child, right?
Totally. You can see how proud they are. And that's funny because we put the recording feature for parents and grandparents. You don't know how many kids are recording their own voice. And they are the sense of achievement of doing it.
Amazing.
It's really so cute. So yeah, no, that's really
amazing.
That's
So how many kids do you have who are using your product now?
Oh, so we just launched, but what we did before launching is we got the support of the US government to have a grant and to test the book in research settings. So what we wanted to test is how engaging was it? Because, you know, kids are really like screens are the easy babysitters now. It's no more the television, it's the screen. And we wanted to show that we were as engaging as a tablet. And what the result of the research was, it's like these kids spend twice more time in the InfiniBook than with a tablet with exactly the same content.
That's incredible.
It's the fact that there's a physicality of it. They really like turning pages.
Yeah.
So yeah, and as soon as you make it fun,
so it's not just that they're reading books, but it's also a way for them to be away from screen time.
Be away from screen time and independence, as you described.
Awesome, unbelievable. It's amazing.
You're going to have one.
Huh?
You're going to have one.
For my son, he'll be excited. Thank you so much. So great. Any last thoughts that you want to share with?
No.
Anything you want to tell them about how they can maybe check the book out, purchase it? Yeah.
Yeah, we're delivering worldwide, free shipping on our website, cali'sbooks.com. And every month there's a new story. And yeah, I hope you're going to enjoy.
All the best, Cali. Thanks for coming on the show.
Raghav.
Thank you so much.